Hey, what's up, guys? As always, welcome back to the channel. And as you guys can see from today's video title, I want to really discuss with you guys something about, as of lately, at least to say, that I've been thinking about. And it really makes a lot of sense to me just for the fact that, I just always been the type, I've always been the type of guy to always want to live my life on the edge, right? I've always kind of been more of a rebel of sorts, but with his head still on his shoulders, if that makes sense to you guys. But the reason I'm saying that is, and that's the whole point of today's video, by the way, that is today's conversation. That's what today's conversation is all about. Why you need to start living your life on the edge every now and again. And it's because, guys, when you get way too caught up in your day-to-day life, right? If you're living a job, if you work in your job day to day, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with working a job, guys, right? Right now, I'm not working. I'm actually not at that place where I was anymore. I'm in search of a new career path, along with working on my, soul's purpose, which is what I'm doing right now. And I absolutely love every minute of it. And I can't wait till I'm able to do it full time. And I'm grateful for you guys being here, by the way. Much gratitude. Very, very much gratitude is shown and given back. Vice versa, right? But anyways, we tend to get too caught up on a day-to-day basis working our jobs. Nothing wrong with that, by the way. Spending way too much time around others and not by ourselves. And if you're just not the type of person who want to do that, that's totally okay. I'm more of an introverted person. I prefer to not be around big crowds, just a small, no more than the 5 fingers on my left hand right now, like little group of friends, right? But that's just me personally. Not all of you guys are like that and or gonna eventually become like that, right? Unless you choose to. But when we get caught up, man, working our jobs, spending way too much time around crowds of people, and even if they're not crowds, just people in general, when we are always in our head about things way too much, when we're not spending enough time out in nature, going on hikes, when we're not spending enough time not being on technology 24/7, watching TV, every so often on the couch, right? Just being lazy, not even saying you guys would have to go to the gym, man, but not exactly doing some kind of physical activity that's related to some form of exercising, right? And, when I see these things, I'm like, man, dude, I couldn't be like that, right? Because don't get me wrong, guys, I really enjoy my times of comfort when I'm able to lay around, be a little lazy, stuff like that. Who doesn't, right? But not to the point where it becomes a major habit, right? And it becomes a major habit to where I'm constantly doing that, right? And that's not good and that's not healthy. Avoid that at all costs, okay? However, I've never been the type to not enjoy going out and doing something physical, traveling of some sorts, hiking, right? Going to the local gym, excuse me, guys, going to the local gym, working out, just doing something, right? Going bowling, and I don't even like bowling, but I'm just saying, I'm just giving something, right? I'm just giving you guys an example of something you can do instead of being that other type of individual who would rather, lay around and not do anything, be unproductive, stuff like that, right? Constantly relapse. And it doesn't have to be just through things like pornography, but just they can have an issue drinking and then they may relapse and then start getting back to drinking, right? You guys see what I mean? I'm just giving an example. We don't have to focus on that too much. But that's the reason why I'm saying people need to be more open to going out and actually exploring, living their lives, be open to new opportunities, right? And to meeting newer people and being introduced to things that maybe that they've saw before on TV or something like that, or whatever the case may be, in a news magazine or whatever. and they thought to themselves, okay, I might not enjoy that, but next thing you know, when they try it, they do end up enjoying it, you know? So, you know, like, that's the point, man. That's all I'm saying. And I just think it's funny, man, that people would rather become like way too comfortable. I'm not saying that I don't like being comfortable, but there are times when a person could be way too comfortable, right? And you don't want to be like that, because then you're truly not living your life. You're truly not living up to all the wonderful things, man, you could be doing, like, with your life, in your life, for your life, right? Like me, guys, I've always wanted to go skydiving. I still want to one day. And even though it's scary as hell, I'm going to say to all hell with it, and then just jump out the damn plane, right? And hopefully not plummet to a very, very treacherous, not treacherous, a very, what will seem like very painful of a fall. So let me not even speak like that, man, because our words do hold weight, right? We do manifest through just the things that we say on a day-to-day basis. So be careful what you say, guys. But anyways, excuse me. I'm just the kind of guy, man, to where I want to live my life, guys. I don't want to be stuck. I don't want to necessarily have a boss at a job, right? I want to be my own boss. I don't want to work for a company. I don't want to, like, there's things that I want, things that I don't want, right? There's a life I want to live. There's a life I don't. There's a kind of life I don't want to live, right? There's people that I eventually want to be introduced to, and there's people who I do not want to be introduced to, right? There's a lot of things in this life, guys, that we can inspect, right? And make assumptions about, you know. And then there's also the other side of the spectrum, just totally going with the flow. But in this sense, going with the flow ain't a good thing, because you don't want to make irrational decisions, right, throughout, you know, half of your young adulthood or whatever, because a lot of young people do that. They make a lot of rash and irresponsible decisions, and then you guys get angry and mad later on at your parents. And I may be going a little bit off topic, but I want you guys to see where I'm going with this. That's all. And then you get upset at them, and then you get mad at your parents. And now that I think about it as an adult, compared to you guys now who are like 17, 18, 16, 19, 20 watching, believe me, man, just be almost as mature as what you think your parents aren't, and apply that to yourself, man. And just watch how much people will start to respect you more, right? As a young adult, a lot of adults would figure would be thinking that, oh man, he's just a young kid. It's just a little kid. He's just a little teenager, right? You know, he's going to be disrespectful. He's going to be rude. And a majority of young teenagers nowadays are, right, rebellious. Now, I know I just said earlier, I don't want to make it sound like I'm being contradictive, but I said I'm rebellious, guys, but not in the sense to where I'm reckless, right? I just go on about my life, just taking something for what it is. You're hearing something somebody said about me automatically without thinking it through, and then just charging head first, and then, you know, being like the Hulk. I'm just Hulk smashing, right? I'm not doing that. Now, as an adult, man, I see the mistakes that I made when I was younger, decision-wise, obviously, you know, but also like just mentally, just like with the way I think, the way I approach things, the way that I responded to things, right? Responded to the people who were taking care of me and raising me. And I don't want to say I regret it, because regret can actually make you reincarnate. However, that doesn't mean that, okay, you don't want to regret things ever, guys. Don't ever regret anything in your life. Live life. Why you think you guys, look, why you think they say, and a lot of y'all probably heard it before, live your life with no regrets. Right, cool, boom, we're gonna leave it there, because that should be common sense, right? Excuse me. But basically, where I'm leading everything up to, guys, before this video is way longer than what it needs to be, because I'm not able to exactly start live streaming yet, man. I got to be up there subscriber wise before that happens. But anyways, I'm very bold and confident, and, you know, very grateful and gracious to know that that day will soon be upon me, right? as all of us who may want that same thing. But anyways, yeah, guys, that's why I'm saying all these things, because I'm just trying to make points and comparisons and kind of pick things apart when it comes to why I'm telling people to live more sort of a rebellious life, but in a mature, righteous, rebellious kind of way. If that's even a thing, it's probably not. But if it's not, I just made it up, right? But that's the reason why I was saying all these things, guys, because some people get way too caught up in their 24/7, 365, like day out of a year, like lifestyle routine, right? And I just think it's really sad and just upsetting, man, to see people like literally have a born look naturally of just being and looking unhappy to literally dying that same way, to literally passing on to the next life that same way. And then, you know, they might not even go to the next life. They may end up coming back here, reincarnating, right? Until they live a life to where like they died with no regrets, right? But I'm gonna pause that right there because when I start to make points like that, guys, I'm leading it to, you know, one of my elders, man, and that's Bert Sanchez. Shout out and much love to him. I watch him all the time. That's where I get a lot of my knowledge, and I lay down my life for the elder. So respect and much love to him for everything he's taught me, everything he's taught to, you know, the family, the soul tribe over there on his side. And yeah, man. So with that being said, guys, just understand that's why I said all these things, was just because simply I know I don't want to pass on to my next life with regrets, knowing that in the last life I could have done the things that made me happy. I could have lived my life on the edge just a little bit, regardless of what other people thought about me, because I'm comfortable with who I am as a person, while also always knowing and always having that inner understanding, right? That I can always choose to become better if I choose to do so. So long as I live and lead my life and others, you know, in the most righteous way possible. And with that being said, guys, peace and much love. Hope you guys definitely learned something from tonight's video, because it's probably the most powerful one that I've ever made in my life. And I'm so happy and can't express my happiness that I feel within me, and appreciativeness and gratefulness and gratitude to you guys, man, who really take the time to watch me, and especially watch me all the way through, and who share my videos and stuff like that, because I know I wouldn't be where I'm headed if it wasn't for y'all. And I'm glad that it is you specific individuals who are here with me, because apparently there's something that draws us together. I don't know exactly what it is, but you know, it's definitely going to go up from here. We're not stopping anytime soon. 300 subscribers, then we're going to hit 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, all the way until we hit 1,000. We're going up the rest of 2022. I'll definitely be seeing you guys all for 2023. And I hope the rest of this year and next year will be a righteous one for all of us. Peace and much love, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Much love.